Ano Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti. Conversation starts between Bali and Rama. And there's no conversation, accusation. Bali starts accusing Rama. What? What did I do to you, man? What did I do? Tell me that. What wrong you have seen in my life? How dare you come in our things? Why did you do like such a inhuman action? Shameful act of shooting someone hiding. This is where Bali starts. So when Bali asks this question, Rama says, look here, you have done two mistakes. Two mistakes of yours. Mistake number one is when Sugriva fell at your feet in the beginning, when you came back breaking the cave, and you came out and you saw Sugriva sitting as a king, and he came and surrendered to you, telling and asking for your ears. Listen to me. You didn't even give him a chance to explain himself. You chased him out and you chased him he ran away. That is why you didn't kill him. Otherwise you would have killed him. So when someone comes and surrenders to you, what are you supposed to do? Forgive them. Even if they have made a mistake. In Sugriva's case, he did not make any mistake. Because what else? What other option those people had on that time? Then they had no option. They thought Bali is dead. So they closed the mouth of the cave and they came back. It is a wrong inference. But still, they have taken that. Now who you are going to blame now? Why they inferred wrongly? Now that's all their buddhi is. Now what to do? Mark, Hanuman was there in that group. Remember that. It's not that Hanuman was not there. Even Hanuman made a wrong inference of what? Bali dead and that Maya, that fellow, won. This is the inference. So therefore what we are going to do? But what they didn't understand is, if Maya is so strong to kill Bali, how long it's going to take for him to break open that mouth of the cave with few boulders you close. With few rocks you cover it up, means he can break it and come out. Right? Anyway they can break and come out. No, it doesn't matter whether Bali is to be there or Maya had to be there. Because both are so powerful fellows. But still, their buddhi didn't work at that point. It's not their fault. Now that they realize that you are back, and Sugriva is very happy to give it back to you. But what did you do? You wanted to kill someone who had surrendered to you. 1. 2. He says, you chased Sugriva. Okay. But then, why did you take his wife? You have snatched his wife away from him. How can you do that? That is also wrong. Now this is another reason why Rama cannot have an alliance with Bali. Because number 1, Bali is friend with Ravana. Number 2, if Rama were to go and tell Bali that Ravana has taken my wife, Bali will say what? So what? If he is not there, somebody else, man. What is your problem? This is what he will say. Why? Because he has that same weakness and same mistake. When he has done that same mistake, we will try to side that fellow who is committing that same mistake only. That is why today we are supporting Ravana more. Why? Internally we are all Ravanas only now. Therefore, we support Ravana more today. Isn't it? So same way, he can't. To which Vali gives a counter. Oh, fascinating conversation that is. He says, Rama, all that you speak is correct. To whom? To human beings. The one who had surrendered, you should protect the one who had surrendered to you, and all that is for divine people, human beings, divine personalities, great human beings only. And your rule of one man, one wife, Allah is for humans. We are all what? I am not a human. Right? I will, we will have as many as we want. What is your problem? For this is no reason for you to kill me. To which the argument goes. Rama says, look here, if you believe, if you can argue all these things, means you cannot be considered as animal. You are not animal anymore. Why? Because you know all these things. See, animal means you should not know all these things. See, I don't know the difference between brother, sister, husband, wife, mother, father. Allah we don't have. Then you are animal. But you are having all the distinction. When you are speaking about all these things, when you are talking all, when you are able to argue so much, you should not be treated as animal. So your escape under the guise of being an animal is no reason at all. To which this fellow counters again. Says, Rama, according to you I am not animal. According to me I am animal. Okay. To you I am not animal. Animals can be hunted, hiding. If you would have considered me as animal and hid behind a tree and killed me, I would say correct. Why? Because according to you I am animal. But according to you, I am not animal. Right? Which means what? I have to be treated like a human. A human being should not be hid. You should not hunt a human hiding behind all that. If you want to fight a human, fight straight. You don't hide behind and fight. According to you, it is wrong. Know that. Right? Look at this. This one. Suddenly, till this point, Lakshmana is not speaking. Now suddenly Lakshmana comes and gives an answer. And again he gives such a, very, very ordinary answer. But because Lakshmana could not take, why Lakshmana speaks now is, he could clearly see Rama is cornered now. Right? Cornered. And Lakshmana being his brother, he cannot accept, come what may. He will not accept his brother getting cornered. So suddenly he comes, unasked he speaks. Suddenly he speaks in between and says, look here, your brother had surrendered to Rama earlier. Suppose if Rama comes in front of you, what will you do? You will also surrender. Now, the moment you surrender, Rama has to protect you also. Problem solved? No. Isn't it? Actually speaking, if Vali also surrendered to Rama, let's say, problem is resolved there. Should I give one whack to that fellow? Hey, give back. In fact, what you should do, for the mistake that you have done, divide Kishkinda into two and give half to Sugriva, you keep only half now. Okay? And Vali would have said what? If you say so, Rama, it's okay for me. Problem solved. Why kill? No killing needs to be done. And then he could have taken only Sugriva and Sugriva's assistants and all those people to help him and go and search of Sita. Ramayana would have continued. No way Ramayana would have changed. Right? But Lakshmana comes and gives the reasoning what? Rama, this is what it is. Instantly, Bali languaging changes. Starts praising Rama. And finally he says, at least at the time of death you have given me some buddhi. Thanks for helping me, Rama. I will die. Peacefully, happily I go to heavens. Because I die in your presence. So when I die in your presence, because of you, I am sure I get moksha. Thanks. Now suddenly he changes. When all the valid arguments given by Rama did not change Vali, whereas very ordinary point raised by Lakshmana changed Vali. Vali changed. Now you and me can talk about, speak on behalf of Vali and fight. But as far as Vali is concerned, what has happened? He has accepted what Rama did was correct. He acknowledged. What has made Vali change? This is a tricky one. Almost we have not found anyone answering it. And no answer can be satisfying also. It's not easy. You can give philosophical explanation, devotional, this one, that one, and all that, but still, this will keep on coming in. But remember, Rama did not give a counter. Now look at the argument standards. If you take, what was happening was, Bali was keeping Rama in a very high position. Okay, it was like this. I'm there, Rama is superior to. After he saw Rama's name in the arrow, suddenly Vali was here, Rama was here. According to Vali. Okay. And then they started arguments. In that arguments, what Vali did? He said, look here, I'm not here, I'm here. I'm not a human. What I am now, I am animal. So when he comes down to animal level, what did Rama do? Brought him up. Now, first point, suddenly, what did Vali do now? When Rama pulled him to the human category, Vali said what? No, I am animal category. You see that? Now suddenly what has happened? Rama stand did not change. He was standing in the same position only. Vali was going up and down. Rama is trying to pull him, Vali is going down. Rama is trying to pull him, Vali going down. And in that arguments, a point came where Rama stopped arguing with him. That silence of Rama made Vali realize what? Rama is trying to put me out. What I am doing? I am going down. Not only I am going down, along with me I am dragging Rama, who in my opinion was there. I pulled him also down. No, this is not a character. Remember the character of a man. What defines a character? If you are a person of a high character, you should be saddened when your opponent's honor is at stake. I repeat, quality of character in a person is you get disturbed when your honor is at stake. Correct. When somebody else's honor were to be at stake, what happens to you? Allah knows. He deserved it. That lady was put in jail, A chief minister is put in jail. Deserved. But what are you doing actually there? Do you understand what it is to be in jail for 5-6 years? When a person has lived a life of such respect and power and position and luxury, I believe they have to stand in queue and wait for that particular time for them to get that food, whatever the food is. Now today, I feel like anything I say, make tea, man. The ordinary luxury that we have in the house, comfort that we have in the house is not going to be available for a person who has lived like that. My God, how sad it is. Do you feel this? Or you say what? Good. Correct. Suffer. You suffer. That doesn't show anything about her or him or the news or justice, this, all that. That shows what is your character. Vali is not an ordinary soul, remember. It's not the way Valmiki has portrayed Vali. He is a great fellow. But of course, he also had a weak spot. That anger, that, the frustration, the excitement, or whatever you call it. He has taken it to the extreme. Of course, it is a blunder he has made. But that doesn't deter his character. The moment he saw Rama attempting to pull him up, in Rama's opinion, he is here. In his opinion, where is Vali? Here. Suddenly, the silence of Rama, I have asked a question which is putting Rama in an uncomfortable position. I am challenging Rama and putting such a great person in an uncomfortable position. Rama could have continued the arguments. Only way to continue the arguments would be what? Rama tried to push him up. Right? Now he has come down. Now the only way to counter him would be what? Why Rama was silent? The only way to counter him is to go down. There is no other way to counter him. Remember, you're able to follow. I fight with you. You fight with me. Straight. No problems. The moment you start backbiting and fighting, then the only way I can counter you will be with what? Rama did not want to, he did not budge. He says what? You can call me a person who has done something wrong. I don't care, but I will not stoop down. That is my character. Seeing that stand of Rama, seeing that uncompromising position of Rama, Vali picks himself up. Suddenly, Vali is no longer a human. Suddenly, Vali becomes a divine human. Suddenly, he starts speaking to Rama, please take care of my brother. He is not like me. He will make some mistakes. He is, very innocent fellow. He is such a stupid fellow. He doesn't have that experience. He doesn't have that maturity. He will make mistakes. When he makes mistakes, Rama, please, what you said to me, what you gave me, don't give it to him. Suddenly, Vali becomes what now? The fellow who wanted to kill his brother, kill that fellow. Vali is asking Rama to protect him. See, unbelievable. How this transformation happened in Vali is the silence of Rama, refusing to answer. You can challenge me. Since Rama refused, that question still lingers. And the greatness of Rama is in that refusal to participate in that argument. That is the greatness of Rama. We don't recognize that. We just miss it. We say, Rama didn't, he hid behind the tree and he didn't kill Vali. So Vali is better, Rama is, inferior. Why? Rama didn't answer, no? Rama didn't answer, no? Rama didn't answer, no? The non-answering of Rama, the silence of Rama is the quality of Rama. The proof of that is what? The proof of that is Vali's transformation. The transformation. What's the proof of Vali's transformation? 10 minutes before he was about to kill that guy. Now he is asking the protection of that fellow from whom? That same guy who killed him. Can you believe? How can that transformation happen in Vali? What has happened in between? Only Lakshmana spoke. That too, what sort of a argument given by Lakshmana? Very, very ordinary. You see, he came first. You came, ticket. Sharanagati cannot be given as a cinema ticket. Whoever comes first come, first serve basis will be given. A tender. Rama is giving a tender for Sharanagati. Whoever comes first will get it. No. It is, the proof is the transformation of Vali. We don't care whether Vali went to Moksha or we went to Vaikuntha, he went to this place. We don't care about that. But he asks. Not only that, he takes his son Angada and leaves it under the custody of Rama. Vali's son. Not to Sugriva. He is not giving his son to Sugriva. He gives Angada to Rama. And Rama acknowledges that. You know how? Accepts. What is acceptance? In Pattabhisheka, during the coronation, the king has a sword. The sword would be given to the king. Let's say even today, this political rally, everybody is given sword. The sword represents the kingship, royalty. When that king were to announce someone as a prince, right, the sword would be given. The crown will not be given. If the crown is given, he becomes a king. Only when you give the sword, that person becomes a prince. Rama asks Angada to hold that at that time of coronation. Signifying what? He is my son. Angada becomes Rama. He doesn't say anything. No speech, no lecture, nothing. He waits till that appropriate moment for him to recognize and acknowledge what Vali gave. This Vali doesn't know. He is dead and gone. This happens after about 5-6 months later, right? At that point of time, he doesn't know. Why? Who will give their son under the custody of a fellow who killed him? You take care. Huh? Forget about that person. This guy has suddenly transformed. No. How can a sudden transformation happen in Bali? What has happened? What has triggered that transformation in Bali? Is the silence of Rama to the question. Remember the balancing. Otherwise, you will not understand. Listen carefully. This is how you study, how you analyze. Is pause, reason, think, and get the facts clear first. Get the story proper first. See you next class. Hari Om.